For our last example, we have that two different ski resorts in New Hampshire, Mount Washington Resort and Bretton Woods, are comparing the average number of snowfall inches per storm in January. Based on historical records, we have that Mount Washington Resort has a sample mean of 15.9 inches from a sample of 40, and we have our population standard deviation, which is 4.2. And then for Bretton Woods, we have a sample mean of 18.6 inches coming from a sample size of 35 with a population standard deviation of 3.6. We need to construct a 99% confidence interval to estimate the differences in the true mean snowfall. So, because we're looking at means here, we're trying to estimate a mean, specifically two means, I should say. We're trying to compare two means. And because we know what our population standard deviation is for both of these populations, we're going to use a Z interval for the difference in means. So we're going to come over here and we're going to do a Z estimate for the difference of means. So we're going to choose this option here. Let's see, our confidence level is 99%, so I'm going to put in 0.99 here. The mean for my first sample is 15.9. The standard deviation for my first population is 4.2. And my sample size is 40 from my first sample. Now looking at the information from my second sample from Bretton Woods, we have that the mean is 18.6. We have a population standard deviation of 3.6. And we have a sample size of 35. Now when we look at our upper and lower limits, we have a confidence interval of negative 5.0201 to negative 0.3799. So this tells us that mu1 minus mu2, the two population parameters, are going to fall between negative 5.0201 and negative 0.3799. That tells us that mu1 minus mu2 has to be negative. It has to be less than 0 because it falls between two numbers that are negative. And then this tells us if I subtract these two values and I get a negative number, that means mu1 is going to be smaller than mu2. Or we can say it the other way around and say mu2 is greater than mu1. So what does this tell us? Remember, mu1 is the mean for the snowfall in Mount Washington, and mu2 is the mean of the snowfall in Bretton Woods. So that means the mean snowfall for Bretton Woods is bigger than the mean snowfall for Mount Washington. So my conclusion is going to read, we are 99% confident that the mean snowfall for Bretton Woods Resort is greater than the mean snowfall from Mount Washington.